Welcome to our Lenten Devotionals here at First United Methodist Church in Madison, Wisconsin. We're going to be using Kate Bowler's Good Enough devotionals, and I'll tell you why as you listen to this preface. I started paying attention to Kate Bowler when I read the full title of her best-selling memoir, Everything Happens for a Reason and Other Lies I've Learned to Love. In this piece, we witness the ways that she, as a divinity school professor and young mother, reckoned with stage 4 colon cancer diagnosis. She since has written a follow-up memoir entitled No Cure for Being Human, and in it, she unflinchingly and winsomely unpacks the ways that life becomes both hard and beautiful when we abandon certainty and the illusion of control in our lives. The devotional book of our journey through Lent continues to deliver gently and with humor the truth of our lives. There are some things that we can fix, and there are some things that we cannot. And it is okay that life is not always better. Bowler says that we live under the weight of what she describes as the perfectibility paradigm, and that if we simply try harder, do better, that we can indeed be perfect. Jesus alone is perfect. One of the most counterintuitive parts of the Christian tradition is its emphasis on progress when it does not believe in absolute perfection. And from our social media feed, it looks as if perfection is sometimes obtainable. We get hoodwinked into thinking that if I use this particular cream or moisturizer, then I might look younger. Or if I lose those extra 10 to 15 pounds, I might look and feel younger. Somebody says to us, your inbox is out of control, and it looks to me as if you haven't finished scrapbooking all those photos from your kid's childhood. And what about that credit card debt? You see, we just keep comparing ourselves to others. It goes on, and it gets more serious, and it gets real. You cheated, or maybe he cheated. You cannot seem to find the person that you want to be with, nor can you seem to become the person that's yourself. You're in a dead-end job. Your teenagers are acting out in ways that are alarming. Your mom is losing her memory and is miserable to care for. You've always thought that life would be more, that you'd be happier, healthier, wealthier, more grounded. But you are not. You are just human, like me. And you love God, like me. However, we simply know that we need to figure out a reasonable spiritual plan given how much Netflix we tend to watch in the midst of COVID. So enter Kate Bowler's Good Enough. What is considered a good enough faith? A good enough faith will establish a sort of rhythm of life, she says, to sustain momentum, a rhythm that reminds us that closeness with God is not just a question of belief, it's also in the small actions that we take every day. A good enough faith is not reaching for the impossible. We cannot be everything to everyone, or even sometimes enough for ourselves. We are human. A good enough faith looks for beauty and truth in what is possible. And no, not everything is possible, but we will hunt for the places where we can find an opportunity for a little more truth, beauty, and resilience. Here are some signs, she says, that indicate that we might have fallen into the perfectibility paradigm. You look at yourselves and others and you fantasize about your future self and how it'll be so amazing when, and you fill in the blank. Or you're deeply frustrated by yourself when you're not able to stick with something. Perhaps you started a New Year's resolutions that are now by the wayside. Or you stay too long in the self-help section at the bookstore or the library wondering if there is a secret to being better. Or you're confused about whether faith is a free solo experience. It is not. You see, we are a group project. truths that start helping us love more. One is that we were made for interdependence, that we are fragile, and so is everyone else. But we can learn to live beautifully inside our limited bodies. Yes, our imperfect bodies can be holy. Life will break your heart, and there is nothing wrong with you if you know that. And sometimes joy and laughter and absurdity are the exact medicine that we need. But we also need actual medicine. We love actual medicine and science too. When life goes off the rails, we often believe that we are the problem. But the reality is that so much is out of our control. We get sick, a friend dies, a baby's heart stops beating, a child takes his life, the financial stress is just too much. We must learn to live inside a life that may not be predictable. Bowler says that we cannot afford the lives that we have, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. And guess what? There is no best life now in sight. So what do? She suggests that we carve out space between despair and hope, between believing everything is possible and nothing is possible. We can have lives of truth, beauty, meaning, even if they did not turn out the way we thought they should. We can have lives where God breaks in and surprises us. And when this happens, we begin to feel less alone, more loved, less judged, and when good is enough. I invite you to tune back to these devotionals every day as someone on the staff will be reading more from Kate Bowler's Good Enough. Have a blessed day.